Good morning. I'm Andy Myers at Weiss Research.
I'm Jen Amos, and this is your morning market update for Wednesday, October 12th. We're seeing some modest gains on Wall Street to start the day, following a big advance in European equities. Investors seem optimistic that the Eurozone Rescue Fund will get expanded powers, despite the no vote in Slovakia yesterday. Since that measure was tied to a confidence vote for the country's prime minister, its failure brought down the Slovak government. However, the opposition parties have now agreed to a revote later this week, which is expected to succeed. Once that happens, the European Financial Stability Facility will be able to buy government bonds in the international markets. Investors are also awaiting proposals from the European Commission on how to recapitalize the region's struggling banking sector.
Those developments on the sovereign debt crisis are offsetting a disappointing start to the third quarter earnings season and boosting the appetite for risk among global investors. As a result, most commodities are rising along with global equities. Gold is jumping by $25 to nearly $1,690 an ounce. That rally is also being helped by a decline in the dollar against most major currencies, including the euro. The shared currency is now approaching $1.38 against the greenback. And as investors move into riskier assets, they're moving out of U.S. Treasuries. The yield on the benchmark 10-year note is now up to 2.23%. However, crude oil is not participating in the rally among risk assets. It's holding steady below $86 a barrel, following a report by the International Energy Agency. The agency lowered its forecast for global oil demand by 50,000 barrels a day for this year and by 210,000 barrels a day in 2012, due to a slowdown in the global economy.
On the corporate front, we're tracking a decline by one of the 30 members of the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Alcoa is falling more than 3%, after its third quarter profit numbers fell well short of analyst estimates. However, Alcoa did affirm its forecast for 12% growth this year, as well as its prediction that global aluminum demand will double by 2020. Alcoa's results are generally seen as the unofficial start of each earnings season. This morning, we also heard from one of the biggest names in the beverage industry. PepsiCo's third quarter profit climbed to $2 billion, as it absorbed the acquisition of the Russian dairy and juice firm Wim Bil Dan. The company also posted a 13% increase in revenue and said it plans to buy back $2.5 billion of stock this year. PepsiCo shares are jumping nearly 3% on the news.
Another big stock winner this morning is Liz Claiborne, surging nearly 30%. The clothing company said it's selling several brands, including its namesake label, for $328 million in cash. JCPenney already has an exclusive license to make Liz Claiborne branded clothing for sale at its stores. It's buying that brand outright, along with Monet. Liz Claiborne will now focus on its Juicy Couture, Lucky Brand, and Kate Spade lines, and is looking for a new corporate name to reflect those changes. And finally, we continue to keep an eye on shares of Research in Motion. They're dropping 2.5% as users of the company's BlackBerry devices are reporting a third straight day of service disruptions. Subscribers in Japan, Hong Kong, Singapore, and India are facing problems with emails, messaging, and browsing. BlackBerry users across Europe have been dealing with the same problems for 2 days. That's the latest from Weiss Research. Have a great trading day.